I got a brand new comedy hour. I'm doing an all new hour live on the road, stand up you've never heard before. July 27th, Burlington, Vermont. July 28th, live Chrissy CHAOS in Montreal, Canada. July 28th, Club Soda doing that stand up hour. August 17th to the 20th, Brea Improv, California. September 8th to the 10th, Cobb's Comedy Club, San Francisco. And September 30th, Chicago Theater. Brand new stand-up hour. All the tiki wikis at chrisdcomedy.com. And all new dates being added next week. So listen in. I think we're going to do it next Wednesday. Listen in for the promo code pre-sale to see if the city's on your list, if your home city's on the list. ChrisDComedy.com. I'm so proud of this new stand-up material. If you've never seen me before, now is the time to see me. If you've seen me 5 times, I'm telling you, come back for a 6th. This is material you've never heard before. You'll have a good time. ChrisDComedy.com for Tiki Wikis. Chrissy CHAOS. My baby daughter, Violet, swear to God, we're potty training her. She just took off her diaper and ate her own poop. So is it toxic? Is it not toxic? I can't see how your own brand would cause you harm. I genuinely can't. And I actually now, because I'm trying to run a health and fitness regimen to get over my COVID, which, by the way, this is COVID day 6. That's why I'm wearing a hat. I will not take off this hat until I test negative. So FYI. That's what I'm going to be. This is my new yarmulke. This is what it is. This is Jewish Chrissy. I am wearing this on my head until I test negative for COVID. I am Jewish. Shalom Shabbat. Love the Jews. I want to put in my Fitness Pal how many calories is your own shit. Because that's what my daughter ate, and I don't know how to properly, I know how to put in her oatmeal, I know how to put in the little Lay's potato chips she ate as a snack, I know how to put in the mashed up chicken she was given, but what is her poop? How many ounces? How many calories? Protein, carbs, yo no sé.
Now, I got a question. If you had to choose, which comedian's shit would you eat?
If I had to choose, which comedian's shit would I eat? Well, see, that's a tough question because I've eaten a couple of their shits already. I would say that the comedian's shit that I would probably eat just to get some good luck is Kevin Hart. I'd like to eat Kevin Hart, just also twofold. One, he's done so well in this business that, you know, there's got to be something in his DNA that I'd like to swallow. Also, he's small. He probably takes a little smaller poops. You know, you don't want to take a big guy's poop because that's too much. By the way, from now on, every podcast, we're going to do a segment called the Am Papi segment where I talk about something that happened to me as a father this week. And I should have done my daughter ate poop story then, but because I should have done it 30 minutes into the show like I planned, but this is Chrissy CHAOS. We're off the rails. So what you just heard was the brand new I Am Papi segment where in the trials and tribulations of being a father, my daughter ate her own poop today, and the reason why it didn't bother me at all, and I was the one to clean her up, and why I'm getting applauded by the women in this family, aka Titi, Jerry, and Jasmine, is because I can't smell it. I can't smell the poop, so I'm doing things like you can't imagine. I'm cleaning diapers. I'm cleaning the floors. I'm doing all these types of things because I'm throwing out the garbage because I can't smell a damn thing. Nothing. However, I did get just a hint of the bacon in the bacon, egg, and cheese I ate just now. I ate a bacon, egg, and cheese with avocado in a whole wheat wrap with ketchup, and I could faintly taste the bacon. And I've noticed that after I do the neti pot, when I steady neti, my scent comes back. The scent comes back. As I said on Patreon, I can't smell or taste anything, but I can still feel the hatred for my family. That the neti pot won't wash away. It will not wash it away. And, you know, I don't know who to blame for getting COVID. Is it Providence, Rhode Island's fault? Is it Los Angeles' fault? Is it my manager Emilio's fault for renting a convertible and us driving around Los Angeles? I don't know whose fault it is, but it's somebody's fault because how can I get it? And here's my question to you folks. How could I get COVID 2 years later? now all of a sudden I finally got it. And they say that the people who are getting it now are mostly people I've never gotten before. So what does that tell you? What does that spell? China. That's what it spells. That's what it spells. China. Maybe it's not China. I don't think it's actually China anymore. I do think that the virus has been patented though, and many countries own it now. So maybe China was first to the game, but I do think many countries own it now. And now, what virus behaves this way? Now all of a sudden, the people who evaded it for 2.5 years are all getting it. What? Oh, tell me why ain't nothing but a COVID. Tell me why can't smell anything, not even shit. Oh, why? I'm never gonna be the same, 'cause COVID is to blame. What were we saying, Pippi?
China's having a tough time right now.
China scrambles to diffuse alarm over mortgage boycotts and bank runs. So the Chinese
boycotts.
What did I say?
Boycotts.
COVID brain fog. China now is having some economic hardship. The people there, the good Chinese citizens, are making a run on their banks because they probably feel that things are not going their way. I actually don't know why China. There's something cooking over there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Have you been paying attention to all the fires out west? Like every state's on fire right now. Yeah, well, I mean, all these states are on fire now because, we've said this many, many times before. Nobody is supposed to be living on the West Coast. You're supposed to be living on the East Coast. I read that. I'm telling you, I'm still reading that book, Island in the Center of the World. It's about the Dutch and New Amsterdam and New York City. No, but the 13 colonies, this is where we were supposed to live. Nobody's supposed to live in Florida. That they knew that George Washington, the founding fathers, knew it was going to go underwater, and nobody's supposed to go west of Pennsylvania. But when people want to go there, you're going to drown or you're going to get lit on fire. That's what it is. By the way, I was just kidding about CHINA. I'm just kidding about China, okay? It's a hack joke to make right now. But because this is the first time I'm having COVID, my brain is defaulting into 2020 bits. So you're just going to have to deal with that for a minute or two while I do 2020 bits. A lot of people are like, how are you getting your smell back? Playing the national anthem. Hack bit from 2 years ago. But I just have to get it out, let my brain go through it, because I've had all these bits stored. I said, when I get COVID, I'll do these bits, and then I never got the chance. So now I'm getting the chance to do it. I'm drinking the semen of Donald Trump. That's what I'm doing. That's Regeneron. So,
oh my God, get it all out.
Yeah. Speaking of Donald Trump, sad news, and I'd like to have a moment of silence for Ivana Trump, who tragically died at 74 years old, falling down the stairs. Now, is this what that Netflix documentary, The Staircase, is about? This?
I don't know. Falling down, I don't know. It's a little bit weird, huh?
So Donald Trump said, I'm very saddened to inform all of those that loved of her, which there are many, that Ivana Trump has passed away at her home in New York City. Is it his home or her home? That's the question. She was a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led a great and inspirational life. Her pride and joy were her 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. Imagine you said her pride and joy were her children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and a few I don't know about, or like a few I can't remember right now. She was so proud. She was so proud of them, as we were all so proud of her. Rest in peace, Ivana. So, it's sad, because, like any elderly person, that's why I think that stairs, you should just remove stairs from the elderly. I mean, my father, as soon as he got here a month ago, he fell off the stairs.
I think stairs kill more people than guns.
Do stairs kill more people than guns? Go to patreon.com/ChristyComedy, write in the community board, and say, do stairs kill more people than guns? We're not sure. But I do think that stairs, I remember being a physical therapist, stairs that everybody was coming in with a problem with the stairs. They fell down the stairs. Like even when my dad fell, he was okay, but I was worried about him for the next week or two because you just worry about like a slow bleed. Does it cause a clot? All these issues, But it's we're sorry for her. Sorry for the. Well, I guess she was never the first lady. If you has the president or ex-president or former president ever had an ex-wife? So what would Ivana Trump be? Melania was the first lady, but did a president ever have an ex-wife going into the office?
I don't know.
Because I guess was she like the first lady ex? I don't know. Ever had an ex-wife before? Yeah. How many presidents have been divorced? Let's see. Anybody? Oh, James Buchanan. Well, James Buchanan, we did a top 5 on if you go to youtube.com/Christy Comedy, and we figured out that James Buchanan was probably the first and only gay president. Ronald Reagan divorced his wife. Got it. So Reagan was the one who got a divorce. FDR. Oh, by the way, we are also today, we're doing a Christories Distefano segment. We're bringing back history. I'm going to talk to you guys about, actually, let's do it now. Let's get into it now. Yeah. I'm going to do this. We're going to play a little guessing game. Okay, I want you to guess this president. I want you to guess this historical figure. Okay. 1, I'm a Republican. 2, I had a huge part in bringing Puerto Rico to the United States. 3, I was the commissioner of the New York City Police Department. 4, my family's wealthy and I grew up in New York. 5, I was sick and I had asthma and my father pushed me to be active and improved his health. 7, I fought in the Spanish-American War, and I formed a volunteer cavalry regiment, which one day they would name condoms after, a.k.a. the Rough Riders. 9, I have a toy named after me. 10, Chris Distefano is watching a documentary about my life. 11, Robin Williams played me in the movie Night at the Museum. 12, I didn't like Native Americans. 13, I look like a fucking asshole with glasses and a stupid mustache. 14, my name rhymes with Schmetty Schmoesevelt. That's right, folks. I'm Teddy Roosevelt. TR, baby. Teddy Roosevelt. Fascinating. Carry. He had the big stick diplomacy. Walk soft and carry a big stick. Teddy Roosevelt. First of all, let me talk to you about Teddy Roosevelt. The Roosevelts, one of the most iconic familias in American history, still to this day. Roosevelt Island. Roosevelt, what else Roosevelt?
That mall, right?
Roosevelt Field Mall. The Roosevelts. And I feel like the 3 most prominent American families, the Roosevelts, the Vanderbilts, the Epsteins. Those are the top 3. So Teddy Roosevelt, okay, born sometime. Here's when Teddy Roosevelt was born. I don't know the exact date he was born. It was sometime in the 1860s because this is wild. President Lincoln died in April of 1865, and Abraham Lincoln, they did a full funeral procession on a train and, through had parades and stuff with his body. They just carried Lincoln's body around the country as it was just decaying in the casket. And they came through New York City, where Teddy Roosevelt was from. And there was 100,000 people lining the streets in New York, which is a huge crowd for the time. And there's a picture of Lincoln's casket walking by, and then on the second or third floor of this mansion where Teddy Roosevelt and his brother lived, there's 2 little boys peering out, looking out the procession. It was Teddy Roosevelt and his brother. You have, there it is. See this picture Pimp just put up? Teddy Roosevelt pictured watching Lincoln's funeral. It's fascinating picture that, you have he was going to go on to be the 26th president, looking at the 16th president body just being carted past him. It was pretty cool. And then, Teddy Roosevelt would learn to love, he would look up to Abraham Lincoln for his whole life. His whole presidential career was always quoting Lincoln because he saw his dead body walking by him when he was a little boy. Now, Teddy Roosevelt was like an asthmatic, sickly kid. He'd probably be at the peanut allergy table today and we'd write him off. But that's what I think sometimes what happens in life is you get afflicted with something, and you have that thing where you say, I'm going to sink or swim. Well, Teddy swam, even though he had asthma, and probably didn't like getting wet, and was probably in the pool with a full, with a one-piece bathing suit on, because that's how men used to swim. Men used to swim just wearing long sleeve shirts and shorts like idiots. So it was ridiculous. But he swam. He went to Harvard. He, was on the boxing team. He kept defying odds. Teddy Roosevelt kept defying odds, even though he was sickly. He kept saying, I'm going to show you that I can make it, even though I'm sickly and people are counting me out. He was like an original, like a Stephen Hawking. He just kept going. He was like, Stephen Hawking said, even though I'm just, in this wheelchair, I'll make a computer that can speak for me. Teddy Roosevelt same. He was like, even though I'm sickly, you think I'm dumb, you think I got 4 eyes because I have these stupid glasses on, then, because guess what? It was very, 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 very uncommon to be in the public eye wearing glasses during his time. You would never wear glasses because it showed weakness. But Teddy Roosevelt said, I'm bringing glasses back. He was going to bring sexy back with glasses. So only Benjamin Franklin before that had worn glasses. And Teddy said, I'm going back. I'm going to go back. And I'm going to put on glasses because I have syphilis too. So it's very interesting. Teddy Roosevelt, by the way, fascinating man. So Teddy Roosevelt, you ready for this? You want to talk about tragedy? Teddy Roosevelt, first of all, he's from New York City. He's a New York kid, okay? Pimp, when you can, pull up what did Teddy Roosevelt sound like? Just real quickly, let's play this real quickly, because this is what you sounded like if you were from New York City. Go ahead, play this one. This is the one that says 19 hours. It's not. It's just 30 seconds. Just play this one. Play this quick. This is what Teddy Roosevelt sounded like. Listen to this. Listen, not that. This is a digital ad, which I'll be doing for Volkswagen.
Companies that provide our public service.
Our prime concern
That's New York accent
in dealing with the fundamental
in the
law of
1900s.
land, in assuming finally to interpret it and therefore finally to make it. The acts of the courts.
Wow, that's how I imagine ghosts sound.
Well, because literally, so just imagine that's how ghosts probably do sound. Just imagine Teddy Roosevelt, born and raised New York City, private school, I guess a little bit wealthier, goes on to do great things. And he sounds like that. Now you have Andrew Schulz, born and raised, wealthy New York City, going on to do great things. And he sounds like, play some Schulz. And this is what the new Manhattan elite sound like.
What's up, everybody?
You had a special that you.
What's up, everybody?
4chan.
By the way, Schulz is killing it, and he's turned into a Cuban man.
J. Paul is.
I love it. Okay.
He's the best. It's unbelievable.
Whoa.
Yes.
No, wait for it. Wild mother.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sorry, Connor.
Schultzy, baby. By the way, go get Andrew Schulz's special right now. It's live, baby. Go get it. Right off his website, I believe, right? AndrewSchultz.com.
$15.
Go fucking $15. Go do it. Go do it, because the kid is just, he's doing it the right way.
But he is the new Teddy Roosevelt.
He is the new Teddy Roosevelt. Schulz is my Teddy Roosevelt. And so, but he put out this comedy special, Schultzy, and it's great because he bought it back from I think it was Amazon or some streamer, and they said they weren't going to put it on because his jokes are too offensive, and he used a lot of money, bought it back, and it's a fucking big win for comics. So go support Andrew Schulz and buy that damn special. But so that's the New York accent. But now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Listen, I've been dealing with some Covey-Wovey. Things can get dark. I think that there's actual neurochemical thing to this, virus. I went on BetterHelp, talked to my counselor, helped talk me through it. I really appreciate it. BetterHelp is a product that I genuinely use week after week. It's helped me in so many ways. BetterHelp is online therapy that works for you. It supports a healthy brain. It's like learning a new language or like taking power naps. It's something that we need. It's part of like a meditation. It's awesome. It's online therapy. It offers video, phone, and even live chat only therapy sessions. So you don't have to see anyone on camera. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. And right now, if you go to betterhelp.com/chaos, that's betterhelp.com/chaos, you're going to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/chaos, 10% off your first month. BetterHelp. I'm telling you, you got nothing to lose. Go try it now. Go talk to somebody, babe. You want to get ahead of thinning hair? Do you? Then get ahead of it with Nutrafol's whole body approach to hair growth. No drugs, no compromises. Let me tell you about it. First of all, Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage, okay? So that's important. Nutrafol's hair growth nutraceuticals go beyond genetics to multi-target the root causes of thinning hair, including stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, aging, and lifestyle through whole body health. So this thing takes a whole body approach to your hair. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. Physician formulated using natural medical grade ingredients. Nutrafol's drug-free patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sexual health. That's a big one. So you don't have to compromise your sexual health at all, but you can get your hair back. Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 3,000 top doctors. Now you can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com/men and entering the promo code CHAOS to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is the best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. So right now, I mean, just for the name of the website alone, Nutrafol, Nutrafol.com/men. Use the promo code CHAOS. You're going to get $15 off and free shipping. So Nutrafol.com/men. Use the promo code CHAOS. Get your hair back and stay sexually active, you freaks. What was unreal about Teddy Roosevelt, imagine this happens to you. 1884, okay? Teddy is somewhere away on business and politics, gets a call or a telegram or a smoke signal, gets alerted that he just had a baby. So ecstatic, I just had a baby, right? Oh my God, great, we have a baby, amazing. You know, at that point, they were like saying, they were assuming it's gender, which, whatever, we'll get to later on in the show, but they were assuming the baby's gender. He did have a girl, and it's what it is. Then he gets another telegram, like a week later, get home right now. Gets home, finds out his mother is dying, his wife contracted something. His mother had contracted, I think, like typhoid fever or something, some disease. She's dying. His wife, who had just given birth to their child, dying from childbirth. On the same day, February 14th, 1884, happy Valentine's Day, he loses his mother and his wife. On the same day, the most important women, the two most important women in his life, dies on Valentine's Day. The day of love dies. And he is stunned with what happened. How? He comes to one conclusion and one conclusion only. He said, if on Valentine's Day, the day of love, I literally lose the two most important women in my life, that means one thing and one thing only, your boy's gay. He says, it must be men for me. And then he goes, he genuinely, I think that that's true. If I lost my mom and the mother of my children on the same day, first of all, I'd yell, yes, I'm free. No, I'm kidding. No, I wouldn't. I would be so heartbroken, but I would then question if God wants me to be with women or not, because he's like, I killed the two most important women that in your life on the same day because I'm trying to lead you towards the promised land, which is in that man's uncircumcised penis. So I don't know, though, but he goes to the Badlands, to South Dakota, capital Pierre. he goes there and he just lives off the land. He goes out every day because what he does when he goes through real loss, what Teddy Roosevelt does, and he'll do this his whole life, is he says, you know what? Life just kicked the shit out of me, man. I just lost my girl. I lost my mom. It's Valentine's Day. This sucks. I'm going to go work so hard and get so busy every day that I'm going to forget about the loss. It's what he did when he had asthma. It's what he did when they were calling him Four Eyes. It's what he did all the time. He said, I'm just going to keep working. And he goes out there and he lives off the land. He goes out every day with a tea bag and a biscuit. And he says, I'll live off the land. I'll eat bison. I'll eat buffalo. I'll eat a Lakota Native American. I don't give a shit. I'll eat everybody. And that's what he does. And he just hardens himself up. And he goes from like a frail little man, with sickly, with these glasses, he gets absolutely jacked during this time. Gets jacked, becomes like, this famous figure. Everybody loves Teddy Roosevelt. They're like, oh, this guy is the symbol. Like this whole America, we're strong. America, we're number one. Yeah, America. This is Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt is the first one because we were the world's economic power, but we were more like, oh yeah, we build stuff, but like whatever, we're just America. Where Teddy Roosevelt just starts whipping out his American dick and beating off in front of the European nation. Says, no, we're fucking America, you little scumbags. Okay? They tried to kill my family on Valentine's Day, and now I'm back. That's what he says. I'll bend over the Statue of Liberty and fuck her in her ass with freedom. That's what he says in one of his speeches. So Teddy Roosevelt then becomes the New York City police commissioner. Okay? He becomes the police commissioner, and he literally turns around and cleans up New York City because New York at the time, and this has never happened, and this was the only time in New York City history this has happened, but the police were corrupt. And he cleans them up, and he faces one of the top policemen who's like a real piece of shit. He'll get you involved in controversy. I think his name was Burns, Mr. Burns. He'll get you involved in controversy. He'll kill you. He'll kill your family if you try to go against him. Because, at that time in New York City, in really the world, what was happening first of all, you couldn't buy liquor on Sundays unless you bribed the police officers. You couldn't have a brothel open unless you bribed the police officers. You couldn't have this or that unless you bribed the police officers. So there's all this corruption going on. And Teddy Roosevelt said no, because Teddy Roosevelt, here's the thing about him. Even though he was born into a life of great privilege and wealth, Roosevelt family, one of the 5 wealthiest families in New York City, his father said to him, if you're going to be a philanthropist and we're going to be rich, then the only way to be a true philanthropist is you need to see how the other side lives. You need to go into the underbellies of the city and see how they live. That is what it means to be wealthy. Yes, you have your own money and you have your privilege, but to understand your privilege, you have to go help the poor. So this was instilled in him. What was also instilled in Teddy Roosevelt was the fact that his father, rich motherfuckers, they could do this back in the day. His father did not fight in the Civil War. Why? Because Teddy Roosevelt's mother was a Confederate, and Teddy Roosevelt's uncles were Confederate naval officers. So Teddy Roosevelt's father said, I want to fight in the Civil War, but I can't because that will literally cause war with this family. So instead, he did what many, many rich people did at that time. They paid for representatives to fight for them in the war. So they paid some Irish immigrant probably to wear the name Roosevelt to go fight for them as a surrogate in the war. The same way. So surrogates have been around a long time. It didn't start with Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian surrogates. No. They were surrogates in the Civil War. Oh my God. They were the original surrogates. Was Teddy Roosevelt's father making some Irish immigrant or slave probably go fight in the war for him, and they probably fucking died, and it's fucked up.
If you had to do that now, who would you hire?
If I literally had to fight in the war and do a surrogate, T.T. Jerry. That's who I'd put out there for me.
General. That's a 5-star general.
T.T. Jerry is a 5-star general.
Oh, we got to get her on a horse.
She's already a general in the Trans Army.
Oh my God. Yeah.
By the way, real quick, I just wanted to, this is off topic real quick, but I just wrote this down because it was so funny. I saw they were doing this because, I've been home with COVID, just watched TV on NBC Sports. I think it was NBC Sports or NBC. They were doing like this basketball tournament, for fun, basketball tournament. And one of the team, this was the team. The one team was named the NBC Peacocks and the other team's name was the Autism Army.
Oh my God.
Their jersey said Autism Army.
Do they have merch?
Yo, I was thinking about, we gotta get that fucking merch for Pimp. Autism Army. Yo,
my
are
God.
you in the fucking Autism Army or not? Do you fight and die with the Autism Army?
Just drop the merch?
Yo, you want to drop? Yo, I was dead. I was like, am I in COVID fog right now? Or is motherfuckers really saying they're the Autism Army?
Let's go.
Yeah, and they were fucking throwing the basketball off the backboard. They were going fucking wild.
The Army's building. I think the stat is like 1 in 10 people now
The Army's building?
have autism.
Good. Honestly, dude, I would. Some of the most fascinating people I've met in my life have been on the spectrum. Some of the children that I had the privilege of working with when I was a pediatric physical therapist on the spectrum. Amazing, amazing, amazing people. It's sad the children whose autism or people's autism is so pronounced that they can't speak and they're nonverbal because they have such probably brilliant things to say because the ones who are verbal are fascinating.
Well, I think it all links back to like plastics in the water. And also, did you see that weed killer that's in everyone's pee now?
That's in everyone's pee?
Yeah.
Is that
80% of Americans are carrying this toxin?
I know. Jazz keeps saying, like, how come like the grass is always green without any sprinklers in the parks, but we don't have sprinklers outside and our grass is dry? I'm like, because I go and piss in it every night. That's why. So wait. So what was I saying? Teddy Roosevelt. I got off topic real quick. Teddy Roosevelt.
He was gonna live poor too.
He was going to live poor until. So what I want to say was Teddy Roosevelt. So the reason why I'm bringing up fighting in the Civil War is because that bothered him. Teddy Roosevelt loved his pops, man. He loved his fucking pops. But which by the way, just real quick caveat, my dad still hasn't shit. It's day 8. So thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
What the fuck?
T&P, thoughts and prayers, also toilet paper. He's going to get a colonoscopy this week.
Oh my God.
So with Teddy Roosevelt, that bothered him. See, this is what it is, man. Something happens in your life, right? And then you don't even realize subconsciously it like changes you. It makes you become the person who you are. Teddy Roosevelt kind of became a president and a leader as time went on that was a bit of like a warmonger. He kind of like this whole idea of the United States being a warmongering nation and our currency is and our big export is war kind of started with Teddy. It kind of started with Teddy fucking Roro. If I'm going to be honest with you, it started with Teddy Rowe because before that we were pretty much a nation that was like, kind of like we stood off on the sidelines. We were like, we're not getting involved in any wars. We had our war for independence. We had the Civil War. We ain't trying to fight nobody. No, Mo. We don't want to fight. So Teddy Roosevelt, though, says, no. Listen, we gotta fight. We gotta fight Cuba. Okay? We gotta fight in Cuba. We gotta fight the Spaniards from Spain. We got to fight the Spaniards. These were like Spain at that time in the late 1890s, early 1900s was like the last kind of old school empire, okay? Like that last colonial empire was Spain, Hispania. And what Spain was doing was fucked up to the Cubans, Cuba. It was fucked up to them. They were the ones who kind of originated concentration camps. Adolf got the idea of concentration camps from the Spaniards doing it to the Cubans. Okay, they were starving them to death. They had them in concentration camps. Spain was trying to beat down Cuba. And Teddy Roosevelt was like, we cannot stand for this. We're not standing for this. And America was like, no, we're not getting involved. Shut up, Teddy. We're not going to do it. William Taft was the president. He was a fat fuck. He was like, I just want to sit and eat. We just invented hot dog. We got hot dogs. Nathan's just got invented in Coney Island. I just want hot dogs. I just want to sit here and eat hot dogs. And so what Teddy Roosevelt says is, we're going to join the war. He goes, and I'm not just going to sit here. I think he was Secretary of State then under William Taft. He goes, I'm not just going to sit here and order men to battle like my father did subconsciously. I, Teddy Roosevelt, am going to war myself. This guy, you have to understand how wild that was. That would be like a high-ranking politician now, like fucking, you know, like that would be like Nancy Pelosi just being like, I'm going to war. I'm taking these big old bags and I'm going to war. That would be like AOC being like, I'm going to fucking war. So, and the connection between Teddy Roosevelt and AOC is mind-blowing in a second.
What?
Well, just, so
What was Teddy's turn your phone moment?
So Teddy's turn your phone moment was this, what I'm about to say. He went and he organized cavalry on horseback, cavalry, which at that time in the late 1800s, there were still no tanks yet in warfare. He ordered a group of men he got together from his people, guys that he met when he was in the South Dakota Badlands, you know, high-ranking generals that he knew. He got the band of them all together and said, let's create a cavalry unit, and they called them the Rough Riders. You've heard of the Rough Riders. You've seen the condom brand. You've heard the DMX song. Rough Riders, okay? Teddy Roosevelt, the original DMX. So Teddy Roosevelt created the Rough Riders, and he personally went to Cuba. They went to Cuba, and he fought the Spanish from Spain single-handedly with, of course, the rest of the United States Army, but he went and did it and came back a hero. He rode. Very similar story here to George Washington, where George Washington was fighting in the French and Indian War. And I'm sorry, well, he fought in the French and Indian War, but George Washington in the Revolutionary War at one point charged the British, and bullets were like, the soldiers said, were like ricocheting off of him, almost like as if he was protected by a divine spirit to go on to do something great. Same with Teddy Roosevelt, riding like a madman on that horse, perfect target for the Spaniards, shooting downhill, doesn't get shot, bullets ricocheting off him, kills the horse. And you know, just like George Washington had 3 horses shot out from underneath, same with Roosevelt, just keeps fucking going, keeps going. He says, I'm a rough rider. He just kept getting up. He was like, hoo, hoo. Every time he got up, he was just, nah, 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 nah. Some new. Stop. Drop. Shut him down. Open up shop. Oh. Oh. That's what Rough Riders do. That's what Teddy fucking Roosevelt did, baby. And he comes back after we win. Here's the connection. We win the Spanish-American War because fucking Teddy Roosevelt's just on that horse shooting down Spaniards, okay? And the Spaniards killed a lot of people too, and it's just bad. And everybody, it's just a bad war. Spain, Spain says, here's the things we get. You ready for what we get? Ready for what we get in this? Spain no longer belongs to Cuba, so get that out. You're out with Cuba. Cuba out. The United States comes in. And we take Cuba. A lot of people don't know that we took it, Cuba. The Philippines, Manny Pacquiao. We get the Philippines, a.k.a. the Filipino U.S. owning the Philippines after the Spanish-American War is why we have the greatest nursing staff and physical therapy staff in the world, is because the Filipinos have come here and they're the best healthcare practitioners and they make amazing chicken. And without Teddy Roosevelt, I'm genuinely a different person. I do not sit before you as the Chrissy CHAOS El Blanquito that I am, because Teddy gives us Puerto Rico. Spanish-American War, part of it is we get Puerto Rico, and then that's why the Puerto Ricans begin to come here 40 years later and change my life, okay? Change my life. Teddy Roosevelt, you are my abuelito. You are abuelito to me. You, Teddy, gave us Puerto Rico because you convinced the United States to fight in the Spanish-American War, therefore giving us Puerto Rico, giving us AOC, giving us my family, giving us adobo. I just want to say, gracias, Senor Abuelito Roosevelt. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that's the Spanish-American War, okay? Dude, how interesting is fucking Teddy?
So weird. And then I found this fact, too, about him.
Teddy Roosevelt, a boxing accident left him virtually blind in one eye. As we said, Roosevelt boxed for Harvard University's intramural lightweight championship. It just sounds pussy. Intramural lightweight championship. It sounds puss.
No, but look how it happened, man. He's Sergio.
But during his days in the White House, he regularly put up his dukes against former professional boxers and other sparring partners until a punch from a young artillery officer smashed the blood vessel and left him nearly blind in his eyes. So that's why later in his life, you see Teddy Roosevelt with that big fucking, monocle thing. Like that's why. And yeah, Teddy Roosevelt, if he literally was training with Sergio, it would be fine. Sergio Chacon would have been good for him for boxing, and in the Spanish-American War, looking for snakes. Sergio would have been a good tour guide for that. So, now listen, dude, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about Teddy Roosevelt is for all of history, American history before that, okay, nobody, no U.S. president, no high-ranking U.S. politician, no wealthy U.S. person would ever fight big business, okay? America was not involved. The government was not involved in big business. It was a private thing. Roosevelt, growing up with the lessons from his father of, I don't, just because we're wealthy, you still got to help the poor guy, that which a lot of wealthy people didn't think like that at that time. Roosevelt starts a fight with J.P. Morgan, which go on Chase Bank, starts a fight with Nelson D. Rockefeller, says, hey, you little fuckers, with J.P. Morgan, he says, look, man, you can't have a monopoly on the railroads like this. You're charging prices. You can't do this. So we're coming in. We're going to monitor it. We're taking over. So fuck you. Then with Rockefeller, there was a big thing with coal. Coal heated up all the houses in the country. Everything was about coal. Coal. Everything was coal. Coal. So they had a monopoly on coal, and the workers started striking. And the workers were like, we're not, unless we get like a pay wage, like we're not going to heat the houses anymore. Like, we live in unsafe conditions. Everybody's fucking dying. Nobody's getting us the money. And Rockefeller was just being a rich prick, being like, well, fuck you. I own the companies. If you want to protest, we'll get the army to get you the hell out of there. Or I'm sorry. No, he didn't say that. Rockefeller said, we'll get you out of there and we'll get new workers. I don't care. I'm getting paid. I'm going to make my money. And then Roosevelt gets involved, brings the U.S. Army in. He brings the U.S. Army in and he says, listen, guys, listen. Government now the government is going to be involved in this shit, and we're going to regulate this shit, and coal workers are now going to be federal employees, and now the government owns it. Go fuck yourself. And this was the first time, and now still kind of to this day, where the government gets involved in the corporate sector. Now the government, U.S. government, is involved in many things now that they weren't before. So he's becoming and people love him for this because he gets the coal, he gets people's houses heated back up. They're like, all right, at this point in American history, everyone trusts the government because they're like, because they didn't trust big business, but they trusted the government. So then the next thing he does is, first of all, he made the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, because, dude, you know what they used to do? Like, and they probably still do, like, meat was just like, it would just go on, like, it was just like unregulated. Dude, they used to fucking put like rats in the meat grinders. The meat would be poisoned. There would be over 100,000 deaths a year just from meat. So Teddy Roosevelt went in and cleaned that up. Even though all the rich business partners were like, what the fuck are you doing? The Panama Canal, Teddy Roosevelt, even though it wasn't built during his presidency, he was the one that started it. During his presidency is when he got the big push to make it, which is still used today, the Panama Canal. Dude, it used to take you like 3 months to get from the West Coast to the East Coast before planes. And then through the Panama Canal, you cut off 8,000 miles off your journey. You cut off like a month and a half of your journey.
Remember, it got clogged. It fucked everything up. Still,
yeah,
now.
Still Panama Canal. Still, when it got messed up because when that ship got stuck in between it, it got everything got fucked. Teddy Roosevelt just amazing, and then he goes on. He becomes a great. So it's interesting. The Republicans. He was a Republican. The Republicans did not want to elect Teddy Roosevelt because they thought he was nuts. He was kind of like an original Trump in a way, where he was like, I'm going against the status quo. I'm good. I mean, except he was like beloved by most of the country. Roosevelt, they're still, but that's just a divide.
He's like Trump if Trump never had his father teach him that lesson. You know?
Exactly. He's like the Trump. Good point. Roosevelt is Trump if his father never taught him that lesson. Right. So Roosevelt, nobody wants him to be president. Okay. But back in those days, if you were governor of New York, it was almost like the governors of New York almost 100% became the presidents of the United States, because New York we had the biggest harbor. We were just like all the entire economy of the country came to New York. So the governors of New York would if you became governor of New York, you were going to become president. And the Republicans did not want Teddy Roosevelt to become governor of New York because everybody loved him in New York. Okay, everybody loved this guy in New York. It's kind of like a mini DeSantis. Everybody loves him in his home state. So they love Roosevelt in New York. So what the Republicans comes up with is they say, you know what? Instead of making him governor of New York, hey Violet, hi honey, we're learning about Teddy Roosevelt. We're going to tell you why you got a little teddy bear in a second. Do you want to know why you got a teddy bear? You have a teddy bear right there, and it's named after Teddy Roosevelt. Oh, she's eating her shit. We'll tell you. I'm going to tell you, and just stick around for 2 more minutes. I'm going to tell you where the origination of the teddy bear came about. It's a wild story. But let me just get through this. So how amazing is it that we just did a whole episode on Teddy Roosevelt, and now this company, the Roosevelts, comes on the show. I love their shirts. I love their clothes. I wore their shirts on my Joe Rogan appearance. I wear a Roosevelt shirt almost every time I'm doing this fucking show. I love the Roosevelts. Literally, it's probably named after Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, literally, I didn't realize. I'm putting it all together now. Unbelievable. Guys, Roosevelt should make a Mount Rushmore shirt. Roosevelt should make my merch, Chrissy Bandejo. Should I get Roosevelt's? If you're listening, can we do a Chrissy CHAOS drop on your? Because I love your shirt so much. They literally just go look at anytime I'm wearing a fun shirt. The John A-Light episode when I had the lemons on my shirt, the Joe Rogan episode, or when I was doing my TV show, I'm always wearing Roosevelt's shirts because I love their stuff so much. They have the best. They have the best quality. It never shrinks. I wear these shirts all the time. TT Jerry's got a few of the shirts. They got Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Nickelodeon, you name it, all types of fun stuff, color schemes. I love it, dude. It's literally like, you ever seen the show I Think You Should Leave on Netflix, that store Dan Flashes? It's literally if this was a real place. And the shirts are unbelievable. And watch the Dan Flashes, watch the Dan Flashes sketch on I Think You Should Leave on Netflix, Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave. And this is me with the Roosevelt shirts. I love the shirts so much, I'm going to go fucking insane for them. And right now, if you go to rsvlts.com/Chrissy CHAOS, that's rsvlts.com/Chrissy CHAOS, and use the code Chrissy CHAOS at checkout, you're going to get 20% off your first order. Okay, 20% off your first order. rsvlts.com/Chrissy CHAOS. Use code Chrissy CHAOS at checkout for 20% off your first order. Go do it. I love these shirts. They say, the Republicans say, and this is what it is, just backfires. You want to be a sneaky little motherfucker? Okay, you want to be a fucking pendejo, as people were calling me on their TikTok videos, on their TikTok reaction videos from my Mexican fall through the ceiling bit. Pendejos. I've been called pendejo more times in the last week than I have in a long time since the last time Jasmine had a family party here. So so Chrissy pendejo. So
That's merch.
Chrissy pendejo. Chrissy pendejo. So the Republicans, what they do is try to be fucking sneaky, is they say, you know what? They say, you know what, Teddy, come here. Forget about governor of New York. Who wants to be governor of New York? No, you don't want to be governor of New York. It sucks. It's whack. They say, we'll make you vice president. How about that? Vice president, which is the most thankless bullshit job in politics. Still to this day, you literally have no power. You can literally, in a second can be everything, or 4 years go by and you're nothing. You have genuinely no power unless the president dies. Then you become the most powerful man. What happens? President McKinley, okay? President McKinley is president. They're the ones that decide to make Teddy Roosevelt vice president. Well, one day, President McKinley, against Secret Service's advice, goes to Buffalo, makes a speech, and then wants to do a fucking meet and greet. He wants to do a meet and greet. Guess what? Gets shot with a gun under paper, just like the Japanese prime minister just got shot with a fake gun, with a toy gun that was hidden. Same thing. Toy gun, not a fake gun, a real gun. It killed both these men. But hidden gun, kills McKinley. Now what? Que pasó, papa? Teddy Roosevelt. Republicans who were sitting in office, worst nightmare. Teddy Roro's president now. And he immediately says, I know what you motherfuckers tried to do. You guys are done. And Roosevelt goes on, finishes off that presidency, but feels illegitimate because he's like, I kind of really didn't win this. I was just kind of like given this, but goes on, gets the American people fall in love with him. You know, he's taking America kind of like, you know, into the 20th century.
He's making it great.
He was making it great again. And you know, he was the hero of the Spanish-American War. He was making it great for the first time. He was the hero of the Spanish-American War, Teddy Roosevelt. He, you know, got the Panama Canal going. Everybody, you know, he's basically fighting corporate America, which the people hate. There was a big divide back then, as there still is today, where, you know, the average person fucking hated, you know, big business because they were just screwing them over left and right. Teddy Roosevelt's the first U.S. president to say, the U.S. government is on the little man's side. We're here for the people. Because it used to be the presidents are just more elite, wealthy pieces of shit. Teddy Roosevelt said, no. I'm going to change all that. I'm for you. And so the people love him. He still to this day, Teddy Roosevelt, when he wins his presidential election after, you know, being given to him, when he campaigns for real, biggest presidential election win in U.S. history still to this date. Every single state won. Every single state voted for Teddy Roosevelt because he was like the first celebrity president. He was Obama in whiteface. Everybody loved this man. Everybody loved him. Everybody wanted him around. He was literally white Obama. And that's why his face is on Mount Rushmore. Okay, he probably had something to do with it because he was just a slick motherfucker. Now, there were bad things about Teddy. You know, he was racist against Native Americans. He really didn't although he fought for, you know, black rights, he didn't really, like, give them the due that they deserved. Like, he had Booker T. Washington come to by the way, Teddy Roosevelt, before he was president, the White House was called the Executive Mansion. He's the one that coins it the White House, Teddy Roosevelt, because he says there's only going to be white people allowed in here. So no, he didn't say that, but he did call it the White House, and that stuck. So that's Teddy Roosevelt. But he had Booker T. Washington, who was, you know, one of the most prominent African American people during his time. Booker T, not the wrestler, Booker T. Washington, and Booker T. Washington, he invites him over to the White House. They have a great speech. You know, they have a great talk. They have a dinner. But the newspaper is killing. They're fucking killing Teddy Roosevelt at this time for having him over. And Teddy says, I don't give a shit. Teddy Roosevelt says, I don't care. I'll invite him over 100 more times. But he never invites him over again. Unfortunately, never invites him over again. He caves to the pressure. I mean, dude, you have to understand the racism in this country at this time. Like, it was shocking. I mean, you know, we all know racism existed back then. Of course, you know, we all know about it and everything. But dude, a senator, okay? A governor, one of the governors of a southern state, maybe Mississippi, I don't know, says, now that Booker T. Washington went to the White House, we're going to have to lynch 100 black men to make up for this. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? And so there's still racism that exists. Teddy doesn't do, a lot of people feel, as much as he could, because the black community is like, yo, I thought you were on our side. You said you're fighting for America, but you're not including us again. Like, there was this one instance where somebody got shot outside in a military barracks, and it was right near where because the military was segregated at that time, where the black military officers and soldiers were staying, where their barracks was, and they were all led by white men. And so the national thing was, oh, one of the black soldiers got a gun and shot a white soldier. And the black soldier's like, no, we were all sleeping. And then their white officer was like, yes, they were all sleeping. And then Teddy Roosevelt didn't believe them, even though they did an own investigation. He didn't believe them. He believed to his dying day that the black soldiers did that. So that was like a real stain against him. He said some kind of quote that like 9 out of 10 of Native Americans dead is a good thing. So he had some bullshit against him too. But, you know, as far as presidents go, he did some of the most in a presidency, more than most presidents kind of have ever done. The teddy bear story is interesting. So what happened with teddy bear, so you may not know the teddy bear that you're holding right now, the teddy bear that you've cut a hole to jerk off into, whatever it is, the teddy bear, so they went out on a hunting trip once. Teddy Roosevelt went out on a hunting trip, and he was having bad luck on this hunting trip. And his assistants, you know, people that work for him were like, oh, to make him feel better, we're going to tie a small bear to a tree, and you can shoot that and take that. And Teddy was like, no, that's unsportsmanlike. I'm not going to do that. That's an innocent bear. So the press wrote about that story, and a Brooklyn candy shop owner read that story and stuffed a bear, made a small toy bear stuffed with cotton, and named it Teddy Bear after Teddy Roosevelt. And that's where the name Teddy Bear comes from, is because he didn't want to kill a small bear. He did immediately go on a trip to the Brazilian jungle and kill like 10 elephants and leopards. And he literally came back wearing the skin of every other animal, but he didn't kill that one teddy bear. So that was kind of like a nice thing to do. Another crazy thing, you know, we talk about violence now. McKinley. So I told you McKinley, who he was vice president for, got murdered, assassinated. Teddy Roosevelt says, because at that point in time, you could keep running for presidency. You didn't have to. You could do 3 terms, 4 terms. Teddy Roosevelt says, I'm only doing 2 terms. I'm not going to do the 3rd term. So he doesn't do the 3rd term. But then he's like, shit, you know, this country kind of sucks without me. You know, I want to go back. So he's on a campaign to get the presidency back in, I think it was 1912. And he's in Milwaukee, and he's about to go give a speech. He's leaving his hotel in Milwaukee, and there's fans outside, and he's sitting up in his car, standing, waving to them on his way to go give a speech. And he gets shot in the chest by a guy. I think his name was John Skank, Legion of Skanks. He gets shot in the chest by this guy, John Skanky, who had a vision and a dream a couple of weeks before that President McKinley said, go out and kill Teddy Roosevelt. So this guy was a full-blown schizophrenic. He might have had COVID. He might have had COVID brain back then. We just didn't know about it. But he goes and shoots Teddy Roosevelt. Instead of going to the hospital, Teddy Roosevelt gives an 84-minute speech with a bullet wound in his chest, again, bringing people to galvanizing around him, loving Teddy Roosevelt like you can't imagine. He is the face of America. He goes on to lose the presidential nominee, though, because it's more fighting in the Republican Party. You had Taft and ex-President Roosevelt, Colonel Roosevelt now at that time, fighting, and President Woodrow Wilson, which is the name for everybody's penis growing up, wins the presidency. They go into World War I, and then, which who knows what would have happened with Teddy Roosevelt. And then Teddy Roosevelt, of course, speak softly and carry a big stick. Big thing. The big things to know about Teddy Roosevelt, Panama Canal, speak softly and carry a big stick. He was the reason why, like how the United States now is kind of like America's, we want to be America's big brother. We watch over everybody. That's Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt was the one who got together with France and England and said, we gotta meddle in all these countries' affairs. We got to help these people. That's where speak softly and carry a big stick comes around. He was very well known, Teddy Roosevelt, for not ever like lashing out at his critics. He would be like, you want to make fun of me? I'll make fun of myself too. We'll self-deprecate and whatever. That's why people liked him. He goes on to die. You ready for when he dies? He dies in the year 1919. Okay. What date? January 6th. So I say that I wasn't storming the Capitol because President Trump told me to. I was storming the Capitol because I was honoring Teddy Roosevelt. That's what it was. I was honoring TR's death. I was storming it. So that's Teddy Roosevelt. And I kind of, after learning about him, man, I really think Teddy Roosevelt is a fascinating president that most people don't know enough about, right? Like, what do you know about Teddy Roosevelt?
Now I know a lot. I love this. But we should judge all these people you tell us about. Would they be woke or not woke?
So I'm going to say Teddy Roosevelt right now probably would not be woke, since he said 9 out of 10 Native Americans dead was a good thing. I would say probably wouldn't be woke. What I will say, though, you know what else Teddy Roosevelt was for? No president was for this at the end of his life: women's rights. He was all about women's rights. So I would say Teddy Roosevelt, racist, but pro-choice. I would say Teddy Roosevelt would have been pro-choice. So yeah, Teddy Roosevelt, just fascinating guy. I mean, look at the connections to us, to the chaos. Born in New York, fucking literally gave us Puerto Rico, died on January 6th, talks soft, carries a big stick. Dude.
Yeah, he's pretty much you.
Dude, he's me. He's legitimate me. Boxer.
If you die on January 6th, oh my God.
Dude, is there any other way? Is there any other time for me to die other than January 6th?
Do you think they're going to do reenactments like the Civil War of January 6th?
If they do, dude, we have to get the cameras and go. We have to get the cameras and go. What's going on in the news today? What do we got?
Chrissy News Cycles.
Chrissy News Cycles, everybody. We did the Am Papi segment. We did the Chrissy Distefano segment. And now we got Chrissy News segments. This is the new podcast, baby. COVID got me fired up. Goldilocks repeatedly caught sleeping at lavish estates in the Hamptons. So people are going into Hamptons houses, the wealthiest part of New York. This woman, her name is Piece of Fuego.
Oh, that's fun.
Piece of Fuego has been repeatedly busted for walking into impressive properties in West Hampton and making herself at home. I hope and pray she walks into Tim Dillon's house while he's doing the pod. Because you think Timmy would just put her on immediately?
Oh my God, she might replace Ben.
Dude. When will my Tim Dillon episode come out? That's the question. As I recorded it last week, Andrew Schulz recorded it after me, and he got put on immediately, and I have not. I've been shelved.
Yeah, he might have shot that one off into space.
He might have shot that one off into space. What can you do?
But could you comfortably crash in someone else's house?
No, I don't think I could. I really don't think I could just comfortably crash in someone else's house. I think that, for me, I would be so freaking worried that they were going to come home, so worried of a big house like that. Is it haunted, ghosts, all that stuff? By the way, we're going to see. I Airbnb'd a house in the Hamptons, and it seems so fake. It seems so.
Did I not tell you what happened to my parents?
What happened?
Dude, you had COVID. I get a call the other morning. My parents were all upset. The cops are there. A bunch of finance bros pulled up with coolers. They were hammered, and they're like, we rented this house on Airbnb. This is our day. They spent $20,000 to rent a house. And it was photos of my house. And my parents were like, we live here. And then there was a whole fight, and the cops had to come. And the cops were like, this is a really popular scam right now. And Airbnb won't remove my house.
But I wonder if these kids got their money back.
No. But that's why my dad's he's like, I'll fuck these kids up. I'm like, relax. Yeah,
see, I'm almost convinced, because, dude, here, tell me, guy, write in the comments, write in the YouTube comments, or, if you're on Patreon, patreon.com/Christy Comedy, write in the community board. When I booked this Airbnb, I booked all these other Airbnbs, you got to wait, the host, I don't got those dates. When I booked this Airbnb, instantly.
Oh, it's fake.
Instantly.
Definitely fake.
Right away. And then, and the person who's running it, the late, looks like a supermodel. No reviews. There's no reviews.
You got catfished.
So then what? But what do I do though? I mean, I have the actual address.
The issue right now is my parents can't get the address off Airbnb, and the kids can't get Airbnb on the phone, and the cops can't really do anything because it's an internet crime. So they tell you to go to the FBI, and the FBI is not going to do anything.
Yeah, because because I'm talking about, dude,
which is dangerous.
Immediately. Yes.
Oh, man.
Shit.
You might end up in Tim's pool house.
Dude, and then I Airbnb'd a house in Anaheim, California that's all Disney themed immediately.
I'm done with Airbnb personally.
Shit.
You know,
All right.
besides what they did to Tim, they can't be trusted.
Well, is there a hotel I can check into with
Oh, Jesus.
5 people randomly? Big money, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get fucking deep dicked.
What can you do? Fuck it, dude. It's an adventure. We'll sleep in my car.
It's gonna be fun. I'll stop by. I'll film you struggling. Get a campsite. Oh my god. But I don't mind what that woman's doing, crashing in empty houses. But this article's crazy.
So this guy, he wanted to. The headline is he wanted to play doctor on us. Terrifying stranger secretly lived in our home. So what? Because that's why I haven't been able. I've been kind of out of the world for 5 days. You've been still in the world. So what is this? What happened?
So there's this new thing they're calling. I don't even know how it's pronounced. It's called frogging. See this term?
Frogging?
And this is
Frogging.
a trend of people living.
Sounds
in
like felching. You know what felching is?
No, what's that?
Well, I think it's when you're gay and you or not even gay, just when you come in a guy's butt and you suck it out.
Shout out Joey Camasta.
There you go. Good. But this is frogging.
So apparently this is a thing. People are just living in other people's houses for days, weeks, and even months while you're living there. Like they're living around you.
You got to have a big house, though.
I don't know. I could see it happening even here, man.
In this house?
Yeah, why
like
not?
Somebody living in the
There's
back of the
enough
basement?
space to know where you guys are and kind of hide.
Wait, so what happened? James grabbed a sledgehammer for protection and managed... Wait, out of the house... Wait,
Yeah.
wait. This is crazy. Hold on.
The start of the action's up here.
Okay. Had been away. The couple went away to Honolulu. They returned home to find something terrible. This was in 2019. There's a man peeking through the door. He's trying to hold it shut, and the man says, "This is not your house." Just very calmly says, "It's not your house." Then what happens is frogging is stranger sneaks into someone's space and lives there for days, weeks, or months, right? Then they said that they grabbed the owner grabbed a sledgehammer and managed to get the man out of the house while his wife called 911. He was wearing their clothes. Things are getting crazier by the moment. The inside of the home was utter chaos, Chrissy chaos. They trashed this guy trashed the house. There were all these type notes called the omnivore trails or rehabilitation for rat-like people. What?
Look at this right here.
Someone had to use one of their old laptops to record. Someone had used one of their old laptops to record disturbing diary entries and details about the family. So they were watching them while they were living there.
Yeah.
And she found a typed manifesto about a gruesome plans for the Campbell, including surgeries such as sexual reconstruction and a hand transplant. He wanted to play doctor on us, and not in the cute little kid way. He could make us into the perfect couple. I think he just wanted to make them trans.
Wow. How crazy is that? Dr. Frankenstein.
That's amazing. This guy had been sitting naked in my chair. Ooh, that sucks when you just nice ass.
Oh.
I can't even smell that.
Sweaty, crazy guy ass.
Sweaty, crazy ass. It's like an urban myth. That's crazy. Frogging. So don't get frogged. Don't be a frog fuck.
I hope that's not the new thing. Imagine that gets like trending like school shooting.
Oh my God. I'd rather frogging be trending than school shooting though. TBH.
I don't know. Dude, getting a surgery done by a psychopath sounds...
Yeah, no thanks. How much time we at?
We're at like an hour, so we...
Oh, wow,
we
look
can
at
finish
us.
up. You want to do some Patreon questions?
Yeah, that's what I want to. That's what I was going to do. Patreon questions. Patreon.com/Christy Comedy. Also, dude, guys, live Chrissy Chaos, July 28th in Montreal, Canada. July 28th. Homeless Pimp will be there. I will be there. Guest will be Jessica Kirsten. If you are coming to the show, send us questions. You can ask the question. We'll give the microphone to the audience. Ask the question. Live Chrissy Chaos, July 29th. I am doing stand-up, my brand new stand-up hour at Club Soda in Montreal, July 27th, Burlington, Vermont. So we got Burlington, Vermont, July 27th, brand new comedy hour, July 28th, live Chrissy Chaos, be in the building, July 29th, Montreal, Club Soda. Go get those tickets. And then August 17th to the 20th, the Brea Improv. I'm so proud of my new stand-up hour. This is like, I think, a real good hour. So Brea Improv, California, August 17th to the 20th, and then Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco, California, September 8th to the 10th, and of course, Chicago Theater, September 30th. Brand new comedy hour and all new dates. being announced next week. All brand new dates. I got a new tour coming out. New dates being added. We're coming to the South. We got a bunch of shit. ChrisDComedy.com for Tiki Wikis. Patreon.com/ChrisDComedy. You can read questions and get your you can ask questions, get your questions read on the air. We want you guys to use funny names because we read the names. This question is from Zach. So which experience was the worst? COVID, STDs, or coming out to Tampa Tony? I would say STDs probably the worst. Chlamydia just sucks. You know, it adds a degree of anxiety. Like it just sucks. COVID so far, to be honest, Thursday was bad. You know, I got hoarseness, as you can hear, a little congestion, but you know, the taste and smell is the weirdest thing. The neti pot's been helping. I was happy that I could taste a little bit of that bacon. That's the weirdest thing, is the taste and smell. You know, if I had taste and smell right now, I'd be like, dude, I don't care about this at all. You know? This is from Piper McLean, which is another good name for the penis. Hey, Chrissy D, I actually have a question for Pimp. Pimp, when you meet someone new, do you go in, are you like, hey, I'm Mike? Or are you just like, hey, what's up? I'm the goddamn homeless pimp.
Really depends who it is and how crazy I want to seem right off the bat.
Got it.
But I usually am wearing flower pants, so it doesn't
So
even
they
matter.
know you're the homeless
I
pimp.
could say anything, and they're like, I don't even like you.
You know what I noticed about you throughout this whole pandemic? You've never got a flowered mask.
Yeah, well, I had that nice mask, and then as soon as I lost it on the Hey Babe tour, I got COVID immediately. Remember, I had that.
That's right. You had the Bane mask.
Yeah,
Where did you lose it, you think, if you had to guess?
I left it in that place you signed the wall. Where was that? Remember on the New Year's run?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In like Texas.
I think it was in like Texas or North Carolina.
I think it was Texas.
Yeah.
R.I.P. But yeah,
R.I.P.
usually Mike, unless I don't mind looking like a douche, I will say pimp.
Right. Steve Brokahoven, what do you think of Schulz buying back his special and releasing it behind his paywall? Do you think this is the future of specials to keep them true, or will the streamers figure out how to continue to stay relevant? I think this is the future of specials, the way Schulz is doing it, personally. I think his way of doing it, his you know, how he got there is unique to him, but I do think that this is what it is. I think that, because here's the truth, I think that the streamers don't really care about the comedy specials because they don't make us that much money for them. So I think they're like, whatever. If you want to do it your own way, do it your own way. That's what I believe.
I hope so. I just still think it's only going to be for 1% of comedy. And
Yes.
then everyone else, because you still have to sell people on not leaving their comfortable streamer to come.
Right, to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Schulz is, you know, Schulz is at a level now where it's like whatever he does, it'll work. So you shouldn't, if you are a comedian out there, don't think just because Schulz did it, you can do it, you know? I mean, be inspired by it all, of course, but also be smart.
No, it's incredible, but own your shit.
Own your shit is what it is.
Yeah.
This is the last one, Noah Hamworth. How much does it piss Chris off that Portland was just named one of the world's greatest places? Noah, I can't fucking, it's almost to the point where I got to be honest with you that I don't believe it. I think this is more Russian misinformation to divide us from within. I think Russia's doing this to piss us off. This is more disinformation from communist nations lying to the American population and making us believe bullshit. Sindel Beaver, which is a good name for the pussy. I really need an excuse to come to New York, so please have the Patreon summer party. I want to party with the Puerto Ricans. Baby, we're trying. We need to get to 6,000 Patreon members. We are at 4,900. We need to get to 6,000 Patreon members, and we are going to have a Chrissy CHAOS block party, all in the same room, all in the same place. Chrissy CHAOS block party. 6,000 Patreon members, folks. Tell your friends about patreon.com/ChrisDComedy. Tell them to sign up. Get more Puerto Ricans to the family. Get us going here. Tweet this out. Instagram it out. Help me spread the word so we can have this block party and I can kiss every single one of you and give you all Covey-Wovey. Patreon.com/ChrisDComedy. We got to get to 6,000 Patreon members, and we are going to have the block party of all block parties. Every single person is invited, but we got to get to that number, so tell the people. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This will be the way the episodes are moving forward. Tell us if you like it. Like and subscribe to youtube.com/ChrisDComedy. Set those alerts, set the notifications, tell a friend about the pod, iTunes, Spotify, subscribe. Tell us if you like the way this podcast is going to be done. We have Venetia now on as a full-time producer. We're doing segments. We like the way this is. Tell me if you enjoyed it. Follow the Homeless Pimp on Instagram. Follow me at Christy Comedy. Viva la Mexico. I love the Latino community. I am Chrissy Blanquito. Thank you, Teddy Roosevelt, for giving me Puerto Rico.